Hello children, welcome back to online classes. Today I will start with the next story called Hearts and Hands. It is given to you on page number 68 of your textbook. I ask children to open their books. See, before starting the story, let me read about the writer of the story. O. Henry is the writer of the story Hearts and Hands. William Sidney Potter is a real name of O. Henry, and he was an American writer who wrote under the pen name O. Henry. So, O. Henry is the pen name of William Sidney Potter. His short stories are well known for their ready wit, means intelligence, gentle humor, light fun, and surprise endings. His story Heart and Hands, which we are going to read now, describes the chance encounter on a train between two acquaintances, two people who knew each other, Miss Fairchild and Mr. Easton. The situation turns awkward when Miss Fairchild notices that Easton is handcuffed to a grim looking man. The man intervenes to save Easton from embarrassment and prevent the girl from discovering the truth about him. It is only through the observations of their fellow passengers the reader is made aware of the real nature of the relationship between the two men handcuffed to each other. This will be found out at the end of the story. Now let us see the story Hearts and Hands. In this story, a young girl, she went into a train and she saw two men sitting in front of her. She knew one of them, and the person whom she knew was Mr. Easton. Clear what happened here? When she saw Mr. Easton, she recognized him, she wanted to talk to him, she began talking to him. But what she found later, that Mr. Easton was handcuffed to the another man, and her happiness went away in and turned into despair. Now see here, at Denver, means Denver but is a city in Colorado in America, Western America. At Denver, there was an influx of passengers, movement of passengers into the coaches on the eastbound B&M Express. Now, the name of the passenger train. In one coach, there sat a very pretty young woman dressed in elegant taste, dressed very stylishly, and surrounded by all the luxurious comforts of an experienced traveler. Okay, when you see her, or from the description given in the chapter, we come to know she was an experienced traveler. Among the newcomers were two young men, one of a handsome presence with a bold, frank countenance, means face and manner, the other a ruffled, untidy, glum face, unhappy man, heavily built and roughly dressed. Now, what happened? There were two men in front of her. One was very handsome and with proper manners. Other one was quite rough, unhappy, and roughly built. The two were handcuffed together. These two men were handcuffed together. As they passed down the aisle, means a passage between the two seats of the coach, the only vacant seat offered was reversed one facing the attractive young woman. These two sat in front of the girl. Here the linked couple, this couple beta, that there are two men, there were two men, these two men were handcuffed to each other. So the linked couple seated themselves. The young woman glance fell upon them with distant, swift disinterest, then with a lovely smile brightening her countenance and tender pink tinging her rounded cheeks. What happened? The girl, she looked at these two men and suddenly she started laughing or passing a smile as she knew one of them. She held out a little grey gloved hand when she spoke her voice, full, sweet, and deliberate, proclaimed that its owner was accustomed to speak and to be heard. Now, what happened here? The girl took out her hand and wanted to have a handshake with the other man who was sitting in front of her, as she knew him. Well, Mr. Easton, if you will make me speak first, I suppose I must. Don't you ever recognize old friends when you meet them in the West? But he means here, she began to talk. Okay, and the person in front of her was Mr. Easton, whom she knew very well, and she told him that they met earlier in the Western America, Miss America, the west part of the America. The younger man roused himself sharply at the sound of her voice, seemed to struggle with a slight embarrassment, which he threw off instantly, and then clasped her finger with his left hand. Mr. Easton was trying to recognize the voice, but moreover he was quite embarrassed as he was handcuffed with the another man. "It's Miss Fairchild," he said with a smile. The man recognized the girl, and her name was Miss Fairchild. "I will ask you to excuse the other hand. It's otherwise engaged, but just at present, please excuse me my other hand," as his hand was handcuffed to the another man. Clear?